What's up, Academy? Eric here. Today we're going to talk about a couple shots that run the risk of scratching and how to not scratch on them. So even though every shot that I'm going to show you is important, I want you to practice on every single one of them so you can control them all. Let's take a look at where we're at. The first shot that we're going to have is the cue ball that is on the diamond spot, one diamond in from the side rail and one diamond in from the end rail. The next shot, the object ball positioning here, is the object ball frozen on the rail, right on this diamond. You can set this up on a bar table, set this up on a 9-foot. So now the shot that we commonly want to be able to do, but is so dependent on our stroke, is shooting this ball with straight draw. If I shoot this ball with straight draw, we're going to start to pull the cue ball back this way into this area here. This little triangle that comes from the 8 ball to here, across my pieces, and then into this line here, this is going to be our target zone. This is where we want the cue ball. When the cue ball stops, if it's in this area is called the danger zone. We want to avoid all lines that are coming through the danger zone because of the scratch opportunity. So the shot that a lot of players are going to shoot, they're going to shoot straight low, and they're going to hit it pretty firm. Okay, we're going to come through here. So now you can see here how this cue ball is moving. Notice it enters the target zone, but then it leaves. Okay, so if we hit this really hard, this cue ball keeps going, and this shot gets more difficult and more difficult. Now, if we shoot it again, and we hit the object ball a little different, we hit the rail a little different, we're going to get a completely different reaction. Okay, now look at that. Now I pulled it all the way back, and now I come through my danger zone. I kind of got into my target zone, but I'm on the end of it. We want to try to get into an area that's there. So now here's what we're going to do. And here's the shot that you're going to practice on. We're going to shoot this same shot with the same draw, and we're going to add a half a tip of right hand spin. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to hit the contact point good really here. And then we're going to try to bring the cue ball right through this area. Our goal is this diamond. So when it hits this area here, coming right through this diamond, it's going to want to open up and it's going to want to come into our target zone. So I'm going to come straight down with 2 tips of right hand English. I'm going to come into this shot with a half a tip of right, and we're going to try to hit this ball really nice. Okay, now with that being said, notice I scratched. See, this is why this is a shot that we have to practice. Okay, we can scratch, we can hit the point, and then we can get driven out this way. Okay, our goal is to try to get to that diamond. So let's try it one more time. There we go. So we hit our diamond, boom. Now we're coming right into our target zone where there's no issue of scratching. This is a shot that strong players can use very confidently. You need to do it too. On to the second shot. Second shot, cue ball stays in the same place. Object ball now mirrors the cue ball's placement. So we have the object ball, a diamond in from the end rail and a diamond in from the side rail. So many players try to spin this ball, and spinning the ball is the worst thing that you can do. When we're coming into this rail, we don't want to spin the ball to try to get down here because this creates a line to where we can potentially scratch. So now I'm going to try to simulate that for you. We're going to put a bunch of left-hand spin on it. We're going to try to make the 10 ball. Okay, notice where my cue ball's going. Okay, now we run in here, we almost scratch. People are going to be like, oh, well, we want to try to avoid that. So here's what we do instead. Instead of putting all that left on it, we're only going to put a half a tip of left on it, and we're going to stay primarily in the center part of the ball. This is mostly a center ball hit. So I'm going to come into this shot here, and now what we're doing is we're playing 2 rails. I have just a half a tip of left on this. Watch what happens. Okay? So now instead of putting 2 tips of left-hand English on the ball and trying to spin it past the side pocket, hit this rail and just kind of sit here, now we stay primarily in the center part of the cue ball. We still have to spin it a tad, but now we're running into this nice little area here with no chance of scratching whatsoever. If you have any questions on anything that I just said, please feel free to contact me. But these are your 2 shots that you need to be good at and that you need to practice to avoid scratching. Hope everybody has a great day, and thanks for watching.